we are continuing checking our residents that's coming in to our shelter, and we will have some coming up by private vehicle, and we want to have our nurse on standby so that we can continue to monitor people for unique situations as well as medical conditions that should not be in our shelter. So this is a situation that we will have to take care of on the front end. So we don't want to have people in our shelter that should not be here, but we want to make arrangements for them so that they will be processed accordingly and appropriately. So we want each resident to be safe and also put them in a safe environment and also an environment that is conducive to their medical need. So at this time, we have a nurse with one of our residents that has come in a private vehicle, and so we're going to be getting assistance for that resident, and then this nurse will be triaging her to make sure that this resident is appropriate for our shelter. So as we are approaching the car, I'm sure the nurse is noticing that this particular resident is pregnant, and she was triage her to see what term she is. Late term pregnancy should not be in our shelter. So what this nurse would do to assist this resident, she will make sure that she get her inside out of the weather, and then once we do that, she will make a call to the charge nurse at the desk and let her know what is going on. And then from there, the charge nurse will call the emergency operations, and the emergency operations will make arrangements for this resident so that they will be in a safe and appropriate place for their medical need. So now what we're going to do is our staff is standing by, and they are prepared and ready to help our residents to get inside so that they can be processed through their registration and various other needs that they may have for this particular shelter to function. As we're waiting for them to get off the bus, we do have some of our staff standing by, and they're going to help them go inside so that they can be registered by our registration staff. And as you can see that they are lining up now, and they're preparing to get registered. So here we are inside, and we're waiting on our registration staff to register the residents as she's asking them for their name and their information. Some of them have already pre-registered for emergency shelter operations, and some maybe have not. If they have not registered, what happened is that we have someone standing by that will register them, and then following their registration process, they will be triaged by a nurse so that they can go ahead and take care of any medical situations that need to be taken care of. So here inside of our shelter, we have our residents, and they're being registered by our registration staff. And as they're being registered, they will be also going over to Polk County Sheriff Officer to make sure that they are feasible for being in the shelter. We have a nurse that's standing by to get the registration form, and what they would do is, for their process of triage, they're going to make sure that this resident's supposed to be inside the shelter. And if they are not, after they ask them various questions, looking on their registration form, making sure everything is the same as they registered, and as they have checked out their medical condition to make sure that their oxygen levels should not be more than 4 liters. It should be less, because if they become 4 liters of oxygen, special arrangements has to be made by the emergency operations, and then they will be possibly transported to a different area, which is one of our local area hospitals. Once this process has gone through, then this particular nurse would take her information to the charge nurse at the desk on the inside of the emergency shelter.
Hi, I'm Deputy Jax here with the Polk County Sheriff's Office. One of the things we do during these situations at the shelters is to check everyone with the Crime Information Center using the Sheriff's Office computers, and some of the other resources we have include fingerprint scanners to determine if anyone's a sexual predator or offender. Our primary goal is to make sure that we maintain a safe environment for all the residents at the shelter and make sure we provide a safe environment for all.